Well, Cass, it's 7 wins on the spin for Manchester City in the Premier League. It means they are a point clear of Liverpool at the top of the league. And we've heard there from a number of pundits, should we say, here on talkSPORT with their own opinion on Manchester City. And they're all full of praise. And that's inevitable because we know how great Manchester City can be on their day. Wasn't that long ago, though, that Chelsea were top of the pile, and it's all turned around in the last few games, and maybe Chelsea's a subject for a little bit later on. But is it still a 3-horse race, and is it all about Manchester City, catching Manchester City?
I think it's...
Or is this going to be topsy-turvy? Are we going to see the lead change hands?
I'd like to say yes, because I want, obviously, my former club, Chelsea, to have some sort of involvement, and as a team I supported of a young boy, Liverpool, to hang on to their tails, because I think that's about as good as it's going to get. If Liverpool or Chelsea finishing above City, I think it will certainly be Liverpool's biggest achievement of, recent history, because City are an exceptional team. You said 7 straight wins now. They've won 9 of the last 10, and the only game they lost was the game that didn't need anything from. That was Leipzig away in the Champions League. If you've got Foden on form and you've got Bernardo Silva on form and you've got, obviously, Kevin De Bruyne coming back from injury and he starts showing what he can do, and we all know what that is. It's pretty devastating. I think, my personal feeling, and I might be way out here, I think they'll win it by 10 points.
That much?
I do, yeah. I do think they will. I think it'd be a major achievement if Liverpool even can keep with them, because I can't see too many games where I don't think they're going to win. I just keep looking at their team and thinking, we've
10
already...
points is
do you
quite
remember we had this conversation last year, Nat, didn't we? And when they were sort of mid-table, but they had a couple of games in hand, and we talked about it. And I just felt, wow, they can just turn it on. They can go on a ridiculous run of wins. And I don't think that's any different this year. Even though start the season, because they did recognise they wanted a number 9 because they tried to buy Harry Kane. They did recognise they needed that. They've just managed it so well without a number 9, a traditional number 9, in fact, or a predator type of goal scorer, that I just can't see teams keeping with them. And as good as Liverpool can be, and they are a brilliant side, Liverpool. I think Chelsea have got bigger issues because their forwards haven't got going. Lukaku and Timo Werner, and it's £140 million worth of players there. They haven't really got going for various reasons. That is another conversation. I just can't see that team easing up. I just can't see it now.
But why can't Liverpool win it? Why can't Liverpool, who are the top scorers? 48 goals they've scored so far, 8 more than Manchester City. Why wouldn't you be looking at them and thinking, this is a huge threat right now? Well, for Manchester City, as you suggest, to win the league by 10 points.
Well, if I flipped it on the other side of the coin on this one, there, Liverpool's front 3 have been extraordinary. And I know Firmino's not played, but Jota's done unbelievable to come in and be the player he has for Liverpool. Salah's not even a conversation. We know how brilliant he's been. And Mane has chipped in. Not so much of late, but he's chipped in some really good performances and changing game moments that he can do. Them front 3 are going to have to do all what they've done in the first part of the season and do it again, even to a higher level, I think, to even keep close to City.
But Mo Salah's a player that tends to do that. He tends to be consistent.
I don't doubt that area of the pitch that they'll still have a big impact.
Right.
I'm just a little bit more concerned about the 3-2 I saw against West Ham, the 3-3 I saw against Brentford, that I do think that might happen once or twice during the course of the remainder of the season. They're a brilliant team, Liverpool. I mean, Trent is an extraordinary player. His goal in midweek was ridiculous. I mean, and Trent's assist and I think Liverpool are a fantastic team. Klopp has assembled an amazing outfit. I still think they're a tad short of what Man City have got. I say a tad, but I still think it'll be a 10-point gap.
Is it more defensively then? Is that what you're suggesting with Liverpool? That's their Achilles heel this season? I'm a little bit concerned about Alisson. I think he's been hot and cold. And when he's good, he's a brilliant goalkeeper. When he keeps the basics of his game and simplifies it, when he overplays at times, I think he's liable to a few mistakes. I've seen a number of mistakes this year compared to previous seasons. So he's a little bit, not that I wouldn't say he's a great goalkeeper, because he is. He's just that I
just feel that he's prone to an error more than what Ederson is at City. Even though Alisson's been number one, hasn't he, with Brazil?
Yeah. But as things stand then, Manchester City top, as we were saying, 1 point clear of Liverpool and then 4 points clear of Chelsea. At the stage we're at right now, and maybe it's too early, but at the stage right now, is this still a 3-horse race or is this now down to 2-horse race because of what's happening with Chelsea, which again, we'll talk about Chelsea a little bit later on.
Chelsea have sort of, I mean, remember they had a 3-point lead, didn't they? And looked like everything. And I saw them play Juve and they was fantastic against Juve that night. Brilliant performance. And I thought, wow, this is what they can deliver. They can certainly keep up. But since then, it's been a complete, change of conceding goals, not quite playing as well. They're too forward. I think if they have a chance to stand in the title race, Timo Werner and Romelu Lukaku have to repay the club for how much has been invested in them to get loads and loads of goals in the second part of the season. Because at the moment, I don't see that. I think they just don't gel right for me. They just don't look like they're going to be a partnership. And I think that's Chelsea's problem.